One day, the very same people who doubted you, the ones who never believed you had what it takes, will be the first to tell everyone how they once knew you. When you move in silence and build quietly, you leave no space for others to target or tear you down. Loneliness often becomes the price of growth. The moment you decide to rise above your old habits, you may find yourself walking alone. But remember this, anyone trying to drag you down is already standing below you. Failure is not permanent, it's just a bruise that fades, not a tattoo carved into your skin. The truth is, every single person you meet will hurt you in some way. What matters is choosing the few who are truly worth the pain. Let your scars turn into lessons, and let your wounds transform into wisdom. If you look around at your circle of friends and don't feel inspired, you don't really have a circle. You're stuck inside a cage. A meaningful life isn't about perfection. Even the best lives include difficult days. Don't cry simply because a chapter has ended. Smile instead because it happened and it left you with memories. When you write the story of your life, never hand the pen to anyone else. A smile doesn't always mean happiness. Sometimes it's proof of strength, a quiet way of saying, I won't break. It is far better to stand alone in peace than to stay in the wrong company. Free yourself from society's empty advice. Most people are lost themselves, pretending they know the way. The family you choose and build for yourself will always matter more than the one you were born into. Ask yourself, how many dreams would you chase if you were certain you couldn't fail? And if you're not willing to put in the work, then don't waste time complaining about what you don't have. One day, the sleepless nights, the early mornings, and the sacrifices will all make sense. Strive to be someone valuable, not just someone who is always available. True worth comes from what you bring to the world, not from how often people can reach you. The hardest burdens often become the sweetest memories we carry with us. Looking back, one of the best choices I ever made was keeping parts of my life private instead of explaining myself to everyone. Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your journey. Words have incredible power. They're like keys. When chosen carefully, they can unlock hearts, inspire trust, and open doors. But the wrong words can also silence negativity and close the mouths of those who wish you harm. If you only choose to move forward when the sun is shining, you'll never make it very far. Storms, shadows, and struggles are all part of the path. Some people will fill you with energy, while others will drain you completely. So choose wisely who walks beside you. Don't be afraid to be a beginner. Nobody starts at the top. Greatness is built from humble first steps. Do it broke, do it tired, do it scared. Do it alone if you have to. Just don't stop doing it. Never allow a temporary emotion to control the rest of your life. Feelings are like weather, they come and go. Decisions, however, often stay forever. Life unfolds in many chapters. A single bad chapter doesn't mean the whole book is ruined. It's just part of the story. The safe road of normality may feel easy, but it rarely grows beauty. Flowers bloom on paths that are uncertain, wild, and alive. Be proud of yourself for surviving the nights you thought would break you. Quiet strength is the highest kind of power. You're at your strongest, not when you're loud, but when you're calm. Don't waste your energy judging others. Your only true responsibility is improving yourself. Train your mind to be disciplined, to rise above fleeting emotions, and to stay steady even when life gets chaotic. Guard your privacy, because what others don't know, they can't destroy. Remember, problems are not roadblocks. They are signals, lessons, and guides pointing you to new directions. Life is much like a book. Some chapters will bring tears, others will fill you with joy, and each page is worth turning because it's leading you somewhere new. Every moment, whether joyful or painful, matters, because all of them together make up the full story of your life. True strength is rarely about flexing muscles or putting on a brave face in public. The strongest people are those silently fighting battles no one else sees, carrying struggles quietly but refusing to give up. The pain you feel right now is not meaningless. Tomorrow, it becomes your foundation of strength. Often, life tests us not to highlight our weaknesses, but to reveal the resilience we didn't know we had. And one rule is non-negotiable. Never accept disrespect. Not from others, and certainly not from yourself. Worrying is like rocking back and forth in a chair. It keeps you busy but never moves you forward. A ship might be safe sitting in the harbor, but that's not why ships were built. They were made for the open sea, storms and all. Don't waste time chasing the wrong things. When you stop, The right opportunities will find their way to you. There is no shortcut to success, no elevator, no easy ride. You have to climb every step of the staircase with effort and patience. Focus on your own journey, because people will come and go, but your growth will stay with you. Sometimes the heartbreaks that feel unbearable in the moment end up sharpening your vision and redirecting your path. Your darkest hour may actually become the turning point that changes everything for the better. Learn to heal without the need to broadcast every wound. Time has a way of showing you who truly values you and who was only there out of convenience. No matter what you do, you'll be judged, so you might as well live authentically, being the person you want to be. If you never stumble, never fall, it means you're playing it too safe. Pain always comes first, but strength always follows. Work at your job to earn a living, but work on yourself to build a fortune that no one can take away. Success without effort is an illusion. It's like expecting a harvest from a field. You'll never cross paths with the right people if you can't control your own mind, because if you don't, someone else surely will. There will always be individuals who fail to recognize your value. Just make sure that person isn't you. Do what only you can do, and you'll grow into someone no one else can ever become. Actions speak louder than announcements. Make more moves and fewer speeches. Pause for a moment and remember this. 5 years ago, you dreamed of standing exactly where you are today. Don't forget how far you've already come. Playing it safe is actually the riskiest move you can make in life. Struggling is nothing to be ashamed of. There's no disgrace in working hard for the future you desire. But don't mistake effort for progress. Rowing harder won't help if your boat is headed in the wrong direction. Understand this. You're not paid for the time you put in, but for the value you create during that time. Let self-improvement consume so much of your energy that you have no interest in criticizing anyone else. Guard your thoughts carefully in solitude, and guard your words carefully in company. Failing to prepare is the same as preparing to fail. Speaking without thinking is like firing a weapon without aiming. You only create damage without purpose. Don't always follow the beaten trail. Instead, go where no path exists and carve one out for others to follow. The simple fact that you aren't yet where you want to be should already be enough to fuel your determination. Discipline is nothing more than choosing between what you want right now and what you want most in the long run. And here's a powerful truth: stop telling everyone your plans. Most people don't care, and the few who do may not have your best interests at heart. Some people will secretly root for your failure, but their opinion doesn't determine your destiny. Growth always takes time, and quitting won't make the process any faster. Remember this truth: anything that comes too easily rarely lasts, and anything that truly lasts will never come easily. Don't sabotage a good present moment by obsessing over a painful past. Yesterday is gone. Let it go. Success isn't about perfection. It's the result of surviving every mistake, learning from it, and refusing to give up. Winners keep their eyes on their own path, while losers waste their energy watching the winners. Often, everything seems to collapse right before something great is about to happen. And when someone tells you, you can't do it, they're not describing your limits. They're confessing their own. If you spend your life chasing people's approval, you'll also be crushed by their rejection. There are two kinds of pain, one that simply hurts and one that transforms you. One day you'll understand why you had to wait. Patience builds clarity, peace of mind, and strength. Protect your privacy. Don't reveal too much about yourself. If you always speak the truth, you'll never need to keep track of your lies. Be selfish with your time. Most people don't deserve unlimited access to it. When someone ignores the value of your words, silence becomes the best answer. Fear is temporary, but regret lasts forever. The future needs your focus. The past has no claim over you. Don't let yourself get burned twice by the same fire. Worrying about losing is already a form of defeat. Excuses might make today feel easier, but they always make tomorrow harder. Discipline does the opposite. It makes today a little tougher, but tomorrow far better. So whatever you do, don't give up. You are closer to your breakthrough than you realize. Sometimes the best medicine for your soul is simply being alone, giving yourself space to breathe, reflect, and heal. Life knocks us down. We stumble, we break, and yes, we fail. But every time we also rise again. We mend, we grow stronger, and we overcome what once seemed impossible. A few years of sacrifice can create decades of freedom. Be patient. Nothing worth having comes without difficulty. Everything feels impossible at first, until it slowly becomes second nature. Don't let the weight of yesterday steal the joy of today. And when exhaustion comes, don't mistake it as a reason to quit. Rest, recharge, and then continue. There are 2 days that define your life more than any others: the day you are born and the day you discover your purpose. Struggles often transform ordinary people into extraordinary individuals with powerful destinies. A positive mindset won't make you perfect, but it will help you do everything better than a negative one ever could. Mistakes themselves are not the enemy. The real mistake is refusing to learn anything from them. Let your past be a teacher, not a prison. Don't dwell there. Visit it only to collect wisdom. Trust the process, even when it's slow. Great things demand time, and big dreams always require strong habits. And those habits only grow from consistent self-discipline. When you stay optimistic in a negative situation, you've already won a victory over the darkness. Sometimes you succeed, and sometimes you learn, but either way, you move forward. Take a deep breath. One bad day doesn't mean you have a bad life. If you fall 7 times, rise to your feet 8 times. That is how resilience is built. If you truly believe something will work out, your eyes will naturally begin spotting opportunities everywhere. But if you convince yourself it won't, all you'll ever notice are obstacles. If you never take that first step, nothing will ever change. Don't turn your back on yourself. There was a reason you began this journey in the first place. Commit fully to the mission of becoming the best version of yourself. Win the battle in your mind, and eventually you will win the battle in your reality. Mistakes are far better teachers than pretending to be flawless. Accept what is, release what has already passed, and put your faith in what's still to come. Calmness is power. The quieter your mind, the sharper your thoughts become. That moment when you feel most like quitting is usually the exact moment you need to push harder. If you don't take charge of your thoughts, they will end up taking charge of you. Learn to grow quietly. Become like a ghost if you must. Forget about seeking attention and focus only on your progress. Push yourself to be great, because no one else is going to do it on your behalf. Improve yourself for your own sake, not to prove your worth to others. 2 things reveal a person's true character: their patience when they have nothing, and their attitude when they finally have everything. Don't give up. Nothing in life is permanent, not even pain. Protect your goals and dreams. Keep them private until they've become permanent realities. You only truly fail when you stop trying. You don't need more hours in the day, you just need fewer distractions stealing your focus. People will come and go. That's part of life. What matters is that you learn how to stand strong on your own, because surviving alone is where your real power begins. Protect your peace of mind. It's priceless. You can't fully move forward while you're still holding on to what's behind you. To reach your best, you first have to prove you can handle the worst. And remember, a dream without a clear plan is nothing more than a wish waiting to fade. Trying to be someone else is not only impossible, it's a waste of the person you already are. If life were completely predictable, it would lose all meaning and flavor. Life is like a coin. You get to spend it however you choose, but you only get to spend it once, so spend it wisely. Learn the art of self-compassion. You're human, and humans make mistakes. That's part of the journey. Time has a way of softening pain, so give it time. Sometimes you need to let go of something good just to make space for something far greater. And what others think of you? That's none of your business. You can't begin the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one. The most breathtaking views always come after the hardest climbs. If you keep looking down, you'll never spot the rainbow waiting above. Hard times don't last forever, but people with strength and resilience always do. You may not be able to control the wind, but you can adjust your sails and still reach your destination. There are no real shortcuts to anywhere worth going. Every step matters. Remember, a river doesn't carve its way through rock because of raw power, but because of steady persistence. In the end, the only true prison is the one you build within your own mind. Tear down those walls. Focus on what you can influence and release what you can't. That's where freedom and growth begin. The only reason to ever look back is to remind yourself of how far you've already come. Doubt destroys more dreams than failure ever could. When life presses you with hardship, remember, diamonds are created only under intense pressure. The very first step toward change is deciding that staying the same is no longer an option. A person's real character is revealed in what they choose to do when no one else is watching. Don't bankrupt yourself trying to impress people who are already broke in more ways than one. Stay away from those who make you feel alone, even when you're in their presence. No company is far better than bad company. And don't waste time comparing your life to someone else's. You have no idea what battles they've fought or what sacrifices they've made. Nobody is coming to figure your life out for you. It's your responsibility and yours alone. Life isn't always fair, but that doesn't mean it isn't good. Without courage, nothing meaningful will ever be achieved. So take risks. The alternative is staying stuck with nothing. Do yourself a favor. Aim for financial freedom. Life doesn't get easier just because time passes. It gets easier when you gain resources and stability. Avoid unnecessary disappointment by expecting less from others and more from yourself. Stress may feel heavy in the moment, but the lessons it leaves behind can carry you for a lifetime. Do your best each day and trust the process. Effort always compounds. The harder you work, the more luck seems to appear. If you are naturally a giver, learn your limits, because takers rarely have any of their own. At the end of the day, you really only have 3 choices in life. You can sit back and watch things happen, you can step up and make things happen, or you can live confused, wondering what just happened. Choose wisely. Carry no regrets, only lessons. Carry no worries, only acceptance. Live with no expectations, just gratitude. Life is far too short to waste on bitterness. The more genuine interest you show in others, the more they'll find you worth knowing. If you want to be truly fascinating, start by being sincerely curious about people and their stories. Much of our suffering exists in the mind, not in reality. People will change, love may sting, friends sometimes drift away, and things will inevitably fall apart. But through it all, life keeps moving forward, and so should you. Keep your plans private. Share the results, not the process. Your hopes and dreams are yours alone, and the truth is, no one will care about them as deeply as you do. That also means no one but you has the power to bring them to life. Let go of the pain, but hold on to the lessons it left behind. Conquering others shows strength, but mastering yourself shows true power. Direction matters more than speed. Don't rush through life heading nowhere. Never regret a single day. The good days bring joy. The bad ones bring wisdom. The worst days bring deep lessons. And the very best days give you memories that last a lifetime. Life is short, so live it fully. Love is rare, so hold it close. Anger is poison, so release it. Fear is an enemy, so face it. Memories are treasures, so protect and cherish them. Relying too much on others will only set you up for disappointment. Even your shadow abandons you in the dark. But here's the beauty. Some of the most incredible moments of your life haven't even happened yet. And remember this: bad habits feel comfortable, like sinking into a soft bed. But the longer you stay in them, the harder it is to rise and move forward. Some habits and situations are easy to slip into, but painfully hard to escape. Remember, nobody is truly too busy. It's always about priorities. If something in your life brings you genuine happiness, keep it quiet and protect it. Not everyone needs to know your joy. Be cautious about who you place your trust in. Salt and sugar look almost identical, yet one sweetens while the other stings. Time has a way of revealing the truth about people and showing you where you truly stand in their lives. Stay calm during the storms. You've overcome struggles before, and you'll rise above them again. If someone treats you like an option, don't hesitate to remove them from your circle. Value yourself enough to walk away. Experiences will always outweigh possessions because the memories you create are the real treasures of life. Many people love and appreciate you, so don't waste your heart on those who don't. Your vision for the future may be cloudy now, but clarity comes with patience and persistence. Take care of your body. Your health is wealth, and without it, nothing else matters. Remember, your greatest strength and also your most dangerous enemy is your own mind. Train it with discipline because your thoughts shape your reality. Sometimes silence is the best response. Don't react. Cut off negativity quietly without drama. Celebrate other people's progress without envy, because their success does not diminish your own. Protect your peace. Keep your circle small, your life private, and your mind calm. Often, we create heartbreaks by expecting too much. Learn to embrace solitude, not as loneliness, but as an opportunity for reflection and self-discovery. Many of our struggles come from 4 habits: overthinking, overtrusting, oversharing, and overloving. Break these cycles, and you'll find more peace. Never let anyone convince you that you don't deserve your dreams. And always remember, you grow mentally weak when you live too comfortably, because growth is forged in challenge, not in ease. When life feels too comfortable, don't force it. Sometimes the best approach is to simply let things unfold. If something is meant for you, it will arrive in its own time. Live with authenticity. Being real saves everyone's time and prevents unnecessary complications. Keep your personal life private. Never hand people weapons they could later use against you. Discipline is the foundation of self-respect. The moment you abandon it, you're quietly giving up on yourself. Progress matters more than perfection. Getting something done is far better than endlessly chasing an ideal. Be cautious. The person you least expect, even someone you trust deeply, could turn out to be your greatest threat. Beware of wolves disguised as sheep. Celebrate your victories, but do so wisely. Share the milestones that truly matter, but avoid turning every small accomplishment into an announcement. Life's greatest triumphs often emerge from the hardest struggles, and every mistake you make is not a failure, but a stepping stone. Learn, adapt, and move forward with resilience. Taking care of yourself is never selfish. It is an act of survival and balance. Without self-care, there can be no long-term fulfillment. Time is the most precious resource you have. You only recognize its full value when it slips away. Spend it intentionally. Don't waste energy pretending to be more than you are. Live life at your own rhythm, without competing in someone else's race. If you care too much about what others think, you will forever remain their prisoner. Remember, the possibilities in life are endless, but only if you refuse to limit yourself. Raise your standards high and hold yourself accountable to them. Surround yourself with people who lift you higher, not those who drag you down. And most importantly, don't rush through life so quickly that you miss the small, beautiful things along the way. The company you choose to keep says more about your character than your words ever could. At the end of the day, you are the one responsible for your own happiness. You don't need anyone's approval to feel fulfilled. Stop chasing what's popular or convenient. Instead, commit to doing what's right, even if it's the harder path. Take a deep breath and remember, it's a tragedy for someone to grow old without ever testing the strength, resilience, and beauty their body is capable of. Life never designed us to be flawless. Perfection is an illusion best left to statues in a museum. Don't overload yourself with commitments you can't handle, because sooner or later you'll be forced to spit them back out, and no one looks good doing that. Make your health, both physical and mental, your highest priority. They are treasures far more valuable than money. Don't hesitate to admit when you don't know something. Asking questions and learning from others is a sign of strength, not weakness. Push through until the finish line. Don't stop simply because you feel tired. Later is just another way of saying never, so take action now. When you're winning, learn the power of silence. Growth often requires leaving behind old environments and outdated relationships. You can't transform into a new version of yourself while clinging to the same people who keep you stuck. Remember, not everything you do needs to be broadcast. Empty words lose their meaning if your actions don't back them up. There is no progress without struggle, no victory without effort. Falling down may be unavoidable, but staying down is always a choice. Stop being complacent. Going along with everything and everyone is the path of the lifeless. Only dead fish drift with the current. Cut the clowns out of your life before their foolishness turns you into one of them. Keep your ambitions private, because when the results arrive, they will speak far louder than your announcements ever could. Everything will fall into place eventually. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but in time, life always moves forward. Hold on to hope, but don't chain yourself to expectations. Look ahead with optimism, but don't waste your days endlessly waiting. People who cannot understand your silence will never truly understand the depth of your words. Sometimes burning bridges is not an act of destruction, but of protection. It prevents you from wandering back to a place you no longer belong. You attract what you focus on. So guard your attention carefully and direct it toward what you truly desire. Where you stand a few months from now is being shaped by the actions you take today. Trust should be given carefully. If someone lets you down once, it's a warning. Twice, it's a lesson. Any more than that, and you're allowing them to exploit your forgiveness. If you neglect building your own dream, someone else will gladly hire you to build theirs. Playing small may feel safe, but it only keeps you small. Everything worthwhile feels difficult in the beginning, but difficulty is part of the process. Doing nothing is always costlier than making mistakes, because mistakes at least move you forward. The more challenges you face, the braver you become. If you've had the courage to take the first step, you already hold the courage needed to keep moving and eventually succeed. Remember, life's events rarely happen by chance. Each one carries a lesson, an opportunity for growth. Old habits will never unlock new opportunities. Becoming a new version of yourself requires patience. Transformation takes time. Instead of being overwhelmed by the entire staircase, just focus on taking the step that's right in front of you. Risk is unavoidable. If you never take it, you'll end up working for those who do. Just because progress is slow doesn't mean it isn't happening. You always have two choices in life: evolve into someone greater, or repeat the same patterns and remain where you are. And not every storm is meant to destroy you. Some arrive to clear your path. Not every storm is meant to break you. Some arrive only to clear the road ahead. Staying positive doesn't mean that everything in life will magically work out. It means trusting yourself enough to know that you'll be okay, regardless of how things unfold. Choose your company carefully. Surround yourself with people who speak of dreams, visions, and fresh ideas, not with those who waste their energy gossiping about others. Remember, when it feels like everything is falling apart, it might actually be life rearranging itself so things can finally fall into place. Certain people are like dark clouds. When they drift away, the whole day becomes brighter. Life itself is like an elevator. As you rise, you'll have to stop at certain floors and let some people out, because not everyone is meant to continue the journey with you. Weak minds hold on to revenge, strong hearts practice forgiveness, and truly wise people choose to ignore what doesn't deserve their energy. The greatest masters in any field have failed far more times than beginners have even dared to try. Trust is precious, so give it only to those who can see beyond appearances. The sadness hidden behind your smile, the love buried within your anger, and the reasons behind your silence. If your absence makes no difference to someone, your presence probably never mattered much to them either. Work for a purpose, not for applause. Live to express your true self, not to impress strangers. What you allow to fill your thoughts will eventually shape your entire life. And remember, if a challenge doesn't push you, it won't transform you. Learn to admit when you're wrong and have the wisdom to stay quiet when you're right. The moment you realize you deserve better, letting go of what no longer serves you becomes the most liberating decision you'll ever make. Always know the difference between what you're receiving and what you truly deserve. Don't fear being different. That's where your strength lies. The real danger is blending in so completely that you become just like everyone else, losing sight of your own unique path. Respect is something you must earn. Honesty is something to be valued. Trust must be built. And loyalty is something that is always returned in kind. Life requires us to fight through difficult days before we can truly appreciate the best ones. Remember, every expert you admire once stood exactly where you are now, at the beginning, uncertain but willing to start. The truth costs nothing to share, but a lie can cost you everything you hold dear. Sometimes your circle of friends grows smaller, but what remains is stronger, more genuine, and more valuable. One day you'll wake up and realize that time has run out for the things you always said you wanted to do. Don't wait. Begin now. There is only one quality worse than a hardened heart, and that is a soft and unthinking mind. Knowledge and discipline are the greatest investments you can ever make. They pay dividends that last a lifetime. The more we brood over our misfortunes, the more power we hand them to harm us. Protecting your health often means doing the things you would rather avoid. Eating foods you don't crave, drinking what you may not enjoy, and exercising when you'd prefer to rest. Still, these sacrifices are the price of a longer, stronger life. Never waste your breath arguing with foolish people. They will pull you down to their level and defeat you with their endless supply of ignorance. Even a broken promise is better than no promise at all. It means at least an effort was made. Whether you believe you can accomplish something or you convince yourself that you can't, either way you are correct. If conflict is unavoidable, face it directly, but never strike without honor. And when you do, never strike softly. Do what you can with whatever you have, right where you are. Progress doesn't demand perfect circumstances. It demands action. A gemstone cannot be polished without friction, and a person cannot be perfected without enduring trials. The one who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than he needs to, but the one who endures when it is required becomes refined and unbreakable. Suffering often becomes heavier when we take on more than is required. Don't drift blindly like sheep, simply following the crowd wherever they wander. Instead, choose your own direction, the one that aligns with your principles rather than the footsteps of others. It's strange how much we cherish ourselves, yet still place greater weight on the opinions of strangers than on our own voice. Real fortune is not some random stroke of luck. It is the moment when steady preparation finally collides with an open opportunity. Live with the awareness that life is short. Imagine for a moment that you've already spent most of your days. What remains is a gift. Use it wisely, live it well, and refuse to waste it. The past is gone and the future is uncertain. The only time that truly belongs to us is this present moment. Loneliness is not always caused by a lack of people around you. More often it comes from longing for the wrong person's presence, or caring too much about who sits beside you rather than recognizing your own worth. The quality of your thoughts will always shape the quality of your life. Your mind paints the colors of your soul, and what you dwell upon becomes the energy that guides you. Reflect on the person you once were, honor the growth that brought you to where you stand now, and thoughtfully invest in the future version of yourself that you wish to create.